Expeditions have always been a great way to get a number of various currencies and crafting items, but it's become even more important than ever before due to the recent changes to the legendary crafting system. So we're going to discuss that a little bit today, as well as give you a good guide to the sensational game to get it done fast. The reason expeditions are so important now is because it gives you pretty much a little bit of everything you kind of really need in endgame Fallout. It gives you stamps, it gives you legendary modules, it gives you legendary Scrip, it gives you weapons that you can either turn into Scrip or scrap them with for a chance to learn the mod or to get a box mod. As you can see in the crafting item here, it is pretty costly to craft your own box mods. So expeditions are a great way to relatively quickly accumulate a little bit of Scrip, a little bit of modules, and a little bit of weapons to either Scrip or scrap. They're perfect to sprinkle in between public events, or to just run back to back if you got a good group to run them with. So taking a look at the build that I personally use, keep in mind I am close to level 1000, so I have most of the perks and stuff like that unlocked. I definitely have kind of a more late game style build, but that's a decent look at kind of if you're trying to do something similar. But here's my special point allocation. First, just want to touch on my legendary perk cards. It's all special special cards maxed out. That's just my preference. I like having a bunch of the base perk cards instead of having legendary perk cards. So here is the cards. Feel free to screenshot if you'd like. Kind of standard for a commando build. I like to carry a lot of stuff, so there's some emphasis on what's that noise in the background. I think a raider punk might have just died. But yeah, I put a lot of emphasis on carrying stuff, so that's why you see a lot of this here. Important things are the commando perks, the radical, and nerd rage, and then definitely bored survivor to help me stay alive. Luck is pretty standard for a VATS crit / bloody commando build. There are a couple weapons that I bring with me into expeditions that I think are kind of the most efficient at this point. Got to bring the quad railway. I was lucky enough to have these rolls on here, but you don't have to have this, obviously. Just a quad railway rifle is gonna do you right. Can't go wrong there. I always also bring in an auto axe. The auto axe absolutely shreds two of the kind of boss twins that you have to fight for the expedition that I personally run. So I bring that for fighting them. And then the cremator is also good for kind of tagging enemies and running away. If you have a bloodied one on a bloodied character, more than likely you'll kind of just one-shot everything. So it's great to bring to just tag and then run along, especially for some of the overgrown in the first area. I'll leave links in the description on how to get all three of these weapons in case you're interested. For armor, it's pretty standard. I have a full set of unyielding armor. It is currently mismatched between, civil engineer, freaking trapper armor. I got everything in the book. I mostly just kind of focus on what the effects are on said, legendary pieces. So definitely run unyielding if you're doing a bloodied build for damage. If you're doing kind of a tankier bloodied build, run overeaters. For mutations, here's a quick look at those. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. That's just what I personally run. There could be better ones, there could be worse ones, but these are just kind of good neutral ones to run on kind of all sorts of builds. So it's just what I run. A couple of housekeeping things for new players. In order to start expeditions yourself, you're going to have completed a specific quest line. I will leave a link in the description about how to start that quest line. But once you've done that, you will open your map, press X or square, go over to Atlantic City, press boardwalk, and then you could start your own new expedition. Or if your teammate has started one, you can join them at any time. Now, you do not have to have learned how to start expeditions yourself in order to join any team leader or teammates that are doing expeditions. You only have to have learned how to start it yourself, or how to start an expedition if you are starting the expedition yourself. Another piece of housekeeping I want to mention too. If you are running them yourself, I definitely recommend that you create a public team. I start as a casual team, so I get bonus XP as I'm running through the expedition. And then right before I'm about to turn the expedition in, I will switch it to an expeditions team to get the bonus XP for turning the quest in. Now, if you don't have any, group of people to play with, I would maybe recommend just starting and keeping it as an expeditions team to signal to people in your server that you're going to be running expeditions. That way people might just join that team explicitly for that reason, and you don't have to worry about, finding a group of people to play with. So the actual guide portion of this video was actually recorded a few months ago. I put quite a bit of time into that video. It's pretty in-depth, so I'm going to cut in some pretty important parts and cut out some of the things I don't really think are as relevant anymore. But that being said, I just think it deserves to see the light of day again, just because of how important expeditions are now with the new legendary crafting system that we kind of talked about earlier. So what you're going to see now is an in-depth guide that I made previously, but I'm stitching it into this video. This first objective is going to be fireworks. Essentially what you're going to have to do is launch a series of 7 fireworks starting over here on the left. Best practices for this is definitely going to be to protect the teammate that is activating the firework. There's a lot of overgrown that spawn around these first couple of ones that if they hit you, they can stagger you off, and it does take a while. It's one of those, press A and hold on it until it's done type of things. So definitely make sure you're protecting your teammates that are doing that. Over to the right, that boat will spawn 2 Mirelurks and a Mirelurk King. Right here, 2 Mirelurks will spawn, so make sure you clear those out before you're activating the fireworks. Now at this point, my teammates are kind of running ahead of me and activating the next fireworks in the sequence, as there's not too many enemies over in this section right here. But once we get over here, someone will work on taking out the enemies right there, and make sure you hit some of the emotes, to get that side objective done that you can see up at the top right as well. And this last one, I'm going to activate this myself and go to the next area. This next objective is, or the next first objective is the Overgrown Keeper. An Overgrown Keeper will spawn over to the far left, the middle, even spawn over to the far right side of this area. All you have to do is take down this Keeper and grab the key from him. And from there, 2 sets of prison cells will spawn at various locations around the area over here. So just make sure you go and unlock those. Best practice for this is going to be that you and your teammates kind of spread out across the 3 lanes of this area, left, right, and middle, and you can all kind of cover your ground. And as soon as you get that done, you can just enter the next area. The next possible first objective, and the last one for this area, is going to be the Moonflower one. There will be 3 Moonflower Overgrowns that spawn. They'll have this kind of glowing blue aura to them that you can easily identify. They can spawn, in this area I'm about to show at a moment here. They can spawn over to the right on the end of the pier, and they can also spawn over to the left. Definitely same kind of practice as the last one. You and your teammates definitely spread out so you can kind of be at, where it could possibly be spawning. And if you can, as the team leader, for all these objectives, really try to stay a little bit ahead if you can towards where you enter the Showman's Pier, because as a team leader, you're the only one that can progress between areas. Your teammates cannot go there. As you can see, you can hit a nice lob shot over to that one there too. Once you get to the second area, there's going to be 1 secondary objective, and that is going to be gathering a prize teddy bear. There's a couple locations that they can spawn, but the first one, Comrade Chubbs, spawns right up there to the left after you enter this area. The next teddy bear that could spawn is going to be the Fear teddy bear, or the Teddy Fear, not sure which one, but just run through those doors up here to the upper balcony to the right, and it will spawn in this garbage. I wasn't able to get it to spawn during my playthroughs, so there it is. One of the next teddy bears that could spawn in this area is the Polar Teddy Bear. You're just gonna have to kind of run up here to the left, go in this little kitchenette area, and they will be in the fridge slash freezer right here. The Quantum Teddy Bear is going to be the next furthest one kind of into this area. You actually have to fight one of the twins, like kind of, the middle boss, if you will, through these doors here. This is where the railway really comes into handy. As you can see, you can just gun them down and the quantum teddy bear will be right there. One of the possible objectives in the third and final area is going to be escortee. You'll essentially just have to escort a civilian to one of a few, blood pack stations. They need to get 3 of them, and there's a couple different spawn locations, but all you have to really do is stay close to them. If you're the party leader, it won't progress if you're not close enough to them, so make sure you're staying by them and just defending them from the waves of enemies that will spawn. For the sake of time, I'm just going to skip the second one because it's more of the same thing. But as you can see here, here's just another example. There's another blood pack station, and we're just going to protect that civilian until they get that done. And once that's done, you could move on to the final area. The next possible last area objective is going to be claiming the shark's den. Essentially, all you have to do is go over to this area you see here, claim this flag, and then you have to protect it for a certain amount of time as the bar progress fills up. There's really only 3 ways that enemies can come from. The area that I'm shot at just there, that one kind of behind me right now, and then those stairs up there. So, if you have 3 people, super easy to just kind of hold all those positions down and not let anybody in. And once the bar fills up all the way, you will be able to run to the last area. The progress on the bar, however, will stop if there's enemies in the area, so make sure you clear them out. The final last area objective that you could get is going to be throwing potatoes in Siren's Theater. Make sure you just clear out the enemies in the area that spawn when you get here, and then you just pick up these potatoes and throw them at the people on the various stages. Definitely a good way to do this is to have at least one person protecting the people that are throwing the potatoes, kind of similar to the fireworks. If you're picking up a potato and an enemy melees you or you get hit by an explosive, it will stagger you and then it'll stop your progress from picking up the potato. So in order to save time, make sure you're protecting your teammates. Once you finish filling up all the progress bars for all the people on stage, you can progress to the last area. Once you've completed one of the 3 last objectives, you're going to just run ahead here over to what is the quote-unquote boss fight for this. It'll be the 2 twins that spawn in this back area. So I like to run right up to the door and open it and just kind of start laying down some fire. The more people you have laying down fire, the faster they'll go down, obviously. Once that's done, you'll come up here and speak to Mother Charlotte. You'll go through some dialogue and she'll do a whole little spiel right here. But once she's done with that, you can talk to her and turn the quest in. Once you do that, you'll kind of just fade to black and wake up in a lawn chair. As you can see right here, I cut out the loading screen for the viewers. Once that's done, as you can see here, I'm changing from a casual team to an expedition team so I can get the extra XP when I turn that in. And just walk up to Lennox, tell her you're ready to leave. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Appreciate it a ton. If you made it this far, I'm hoping you enjoyed the content, so definitely leave me a like and hit that sub button to stick around for future content. Had some fun recording this video. It was nice kind of going back and watching some of my old content. It's definitely good to know that it's still relevant today. So happy that I made that video back in the day, and glad that future Sunkissed can help current Sunkissed. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Past Sunkissed can help current Sunkissed. Whatever, you get the point. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.